In this video, we're going to take a very unique tour of the world-famous Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Then we're going to delve into graveyard superstitions, some of which have been around for centuries, such as, what is a churchyard grim? Why must you never, ever whistle inside cemetery walls? For these answers and more, let's take a journey. Hey, welcome back to Wildcard Journeys. I'm your host, Eric, and on this channel I hit the road to make videos about the paranormal, various urban legends, or just whatever I might encounter out there on the road. So if that sounds like your kind of traveling, then consider subscribing, and welcome to the journey. Now, this video is the first in a special Halloween series of videos I'm creating for the month of October. And today we are at the world-famous Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Now, we're not going to be visiting the gravesites of all the famous people that were laid to rest here. We're going to focus on those actors whose work in TV and film focused more on the supernatural or the horror film genre, or the production of their film has garnered urban legends since the time of its filming. We're also going to mention a few notables that were not actors but have left an indelible mark on the history of Los Angeles. Then we're going to delve into graveyard superstitions, some of which date back hundreds of years. Some you may or may not have heard of. So let's go inside. Pay our respects. Certain filming restrictions at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, I needed to film this segment in my home studio. Graveyard folklore. Almost every culture on Earth has their own, and it would be impossible to list every single one of them in one single video. So I'm going to cover the most well-known according to Google. There is no particular order here other than when the deceased person leaves the house, as they make their way to the cemetery, and then once they arrive at their final resting place. So without further ado, let's get started. As far as removing the deceased from the home, certain folklore dictates that when you do, their feet should be facing out, so as to prevent their spirit from looking back inside the house and thereby beckoning another member of the family to follow them to the grave. Still others say that once this is done, to hammer an iron nail in the doorway to prevent the spirit from crossing over and thereby haunting the house. From there, they are instructed to take a long, meandering route to the cemetery to confuse the spirit so they can't make their way back. In addition to this, it's considered bad luck to count the number of cars in a funeral procession because they say you could be counting the number of days to your own death. When a person is laid to rest, it's believed their head should face the west and their feet towards the east. That way the body faces the rising sun and the final judgment to the east. This very old custom comes from both the pagans who worship the rise and setting of the sun and the Christian belief that the final summons of judgment will come from the east. It was also widely believed that whenever you pass by a cemetery, you should tuck your thumbs into your fist to protect your parents and hold your breath so a wandering spirit couldn't possess you. I was surprised to find the large amount of contradicting folklore in regards to being either the first or last one buried in a cemetery. One version states that if you're the first person buried in a cemetery, your spirit will remain there for eternity as its guardian, while another version states it's if you're the last person to be buried there, while yet another version states that your spirit will be the guardian until the next funeral, and then that person's spirit will take over for you until the next funeral, and so on. Now, I cannot pronounce the ancient Gaelic term for this, but it roughly translates to graveyard watch. Now, taking the concept of a cemetery guardian one step further is the churchyard grim. In English and Scandinavian folklore, the churchyard grim is a guardian spirit who oversees the welfare of a particular church and protects the churchyard from those who would profane it, such as thieves, vandals, or even the devil himself. Some folklorists believe that in the 19th century it was custom to take a dog and bury it alive beneath the cornerstone of a church as a type of foundation sacrifice, which, if that's true, that's horrible. Often described as a large black dog, he can also take the forms of other animals, such as a boar, a pig, or even a horse. There's also the old belief that he who takes something from a cemetery will return more than he ever took. Surrounding a cemetery with an iron fence was thought to contain the souls of the dead, to prevent the energies of the dead from getting out and any parasitic or negative energies from entering. It was also believed never to point at a grave, otherwise the dead will see you, and never, under any circumstances, whistle inside cemetery walls, otherwise you'll summon the devil. Now, if you have any folklore that I may have not mentioned here, feel free to share it in the comment section below. And there you have it, the first video in my 2019 Halloween series. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like or comment below, share it with a friend, and don't forget to hit the little subscribe button so you can catch all of my videos as I hit the road for the paranormal, urban legends, or whatever might be out there. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the journey.